We are joined by the head of league operations for the Basketball Africa League. His name. I love his name. I love.
Yeah.
I've also followed his career. He played for the Portland Trail Blazers. Mr. Ruben Boumtje-Boumtje. Ruben, how you doing, man?
I'm doing very well, Mike Jackson. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Ruben, thank you so much for joining us, brother.
Thank you. Thank
So
you for
this is the
having me.
second time the Sahara Conference will be taking place in Dakar, Senegal. What can people expect this year that is different from last year? What has the BAL done for to prepare for the for the Sahara Conference this year that's different from last year?
Yeah, I think from just a basketball standpoint, people should expect a more competitive conference than last year. It was already very competitive last year, if you guys remember, especially the last day with AS Douanes and US Monastirienne. That was a pivotal game. So our goal is really to create that atmosphere for this conference, and I think that the level of all the four teams participating is fairly balanced. With everything that happened last year, some of it was essentially some contract coming back, a couple of different teams, but we see. I look at the roster. I look at the improvement in the roster in terms of the talent that those teams have added. A few teams, so and with the format that we have, this new format where we have every team playing every day, playing the weekend, and playing really six games in 8 days, which also make it difficult. So I expect the competition in Dakar to be an improvement from last year, just as we saw here in the Nile that we just finished, or for the Kalahari Conference as well. So and from an entertainment standpoint, which also is a very important part for the BAL. And if you guys, I think you guys saw what happened in Pretoria.
Mm-hmm.
We work as well to do it in the Nile. So here in Senegal, I know my colleagues are working feverishly to put together a great lineups of entertainment before the game and halftime. So it will be a great experience. So I encourage everyone to come and check it out and see what, for those who haven't seen it yet, what the BL is all about, to really have this great experience and that we're trying to build in the continent.
Now that you brought up Pretoria, you guys did something really exceptional in South Africa. It being the first time that the conference was held there, we saw packed arenas. At times, I was jokingly saying with Jackson,
Yeah.
you'd hear like from DC listening, you'd hear defense, defense. That's something that typically you would only
That's
see in the
American
NBA,
energy.
right?
That's the NBA energy.
We've
Yes.
seen that conference do really well. Cairo, the only time we saw that was when the home
When the
team
home
would be
team was
playing.
playing, yeah.
What do you have in plan for Senegal to make sure that you have the same energy for the players?
Absolutely, and did last year. Last year, when we were watching the games, the arena was almost empty
Mm-hmm.
many of the times, and they were talking about logistical problems that the stadium is a little outside of the city. Yeah, what are you doing this year to get people more bodies in those seats?
Yeah, I think one thing that's going to help is just the level of play, right? For people who witness the last two conference, knowing that they're gonna go to a very competitive game. I think that will be helpful. From a logistical standpoint, yes, the stadium is still pretty full, but I think we're working right now with a lot of community. We think Dakar, we're targeting a lot of groups and trying to have like group sell is we've been like a high focus here with some of our partner or just some company around. The latest I've heard already is very encouraging in terms of the number of people or ticket we've sold. We're also working really hard on providing transportation. As you guys know, we don't have direct access like from the train to the stadium, but we're working right now on providing really some transportation in key areas of the city to be able to bus people to the arena. So there's a lot of work happening. It started a while ago. I have a lot of colleagues in the marketing department and communication that are working on that. So I expect a high turnout, more than last year. And I think we'll see an improvement definitely on the weekend. during the week. We understand it can be a bit tough, but from the number that I can see now, I expect a lot more crowd than we had last year.
Now, of course, let's zone in a little more on the teams. You talked about how exciting Senegal is going to be. We've seen a lot of big teams that are doing really well. US Monastir features. We see AS Douanes, Rivers Hoopers Basketball Club, and of course the Rwandan team. Who are you favoring here? Who do you think is going to look good in this conference? I'm really curious.
Are you even allowed to favor?
Well, listen, he can speak. He's a former ball player. He can tell us what's what.
I am impartial. I'm favoring good competition.
Mike puts you on a...
I'm curious.
No, I mean, that's not my single focus, but my biggest focus is just to see a great competition. I really love when we have teams with great balance and really it just bring natural competition. Now in the now we saw some, I would say, some upset. I think we all agree with that, but I think for the Sahara Conference, I wouldn't say there's a clear favor. APR put a lot of invest a lot on the team this year. They did a lot of training, which is very encouraging for us. They're not the only team actually who did long training camp, oftentimes outside of the country. So they did put a lot of resource this year to come. US Monastir as well, the sign Crawford and Mantle that you guys are aware, veteran of the league. AS Douanes is AS Douanes. River Hoopers as well. Spend a lot of time trying to find the right player for them. So I think, to me, it is likely going to be quite a balanced conference, but you never know, which is also the exciting part of this competition. But I just want to see great competition. I think that we're going to see that.
In shortly, we're kind of spotlighting on the teams. In less than a minute, I'm really curious. We saw a lot of debutants doing really well this year. What does this speak to when we're talking about the evolution of the Basketball Africa League? Season 1, Season 4. This year we had at least 3 debutants, and all of them really did well.
No, I think it speaks to how serious in the continent in overall. A lot of the league are taking the BAL. Right? They're seeing really the level of professionalism. They've really seen the level of competition. It's bringing a lot of excitement in various country and leagues. We are seeing a lot of people putting investment right now to have teams in the BAL in the future. We're seeing a lot of league trying to really rebuild themselves, you can put it that way, to have more consistent league throughout the year. So I think this is one, to me, what we've tried to achieve to be. We want to influence, leagues and country and talent, get people excited, and they are taking it seriously. Bangui as a new team, they train. They train for a long time. They road to the BAL. They spend time in Cameroon for the preparation for the now. They spend time in Rwanda because they have a vision for what they're trying to achieve. So a lot of country, even the veteran country like Angola, they have huge ambition. They want to win the BAL. They want to be the king of basketball in Africa. So I think that just having the BAL at this platform, that we have, and trying to really spur not with ideas, but we want to have profound effect into leagues and national competition, all that, and we all know the talent that Africa has.
Absolutely.
So I think this is a great platform just to keep developing that platform, and I expect in the next few years, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, that we're going to see a lot stronger local talent, which need to be for the continent, and those are the teams that have the strongest local talent that I think are really